The other night I admitted to my partner there was some things I found easier and I felt better in my life when I was single. I was kind of, don't worry, he knows I'm creating this video. I'm going to share with you the 10 unexpected gifts of being single that I miss now that I'm in a relationship and that I'm really glad I got to experience. There are some things that I miss, some forms of freedom and creativity and expression that just was so fabulous when I was single, and that I have to work a little bit harder to make sure they're in my life now that I'm in a partnership. The first unexpected gift of being single for me was about being able to follow and create my ideal daily routine and my ideal weekly routine. I was really amazed at how much when I was in a relationship I was adapting to the other person, and I was trying to co-create sort of how we would live our day and weeks together, and that I wasn't actually tuning in to what I needed best, how I wanted to start the morning, how I wanted to end each evening, when I wanted to eat, when I wanted to work, when I wanted to play. So the amazing part about being single is that you have complete freedom to design the life, your daily routines, your habits, the way you want them. And you don't have to worry about having to fit in with someone else's routines and habits. You don't have to worry about being badly influenced by someone else's poor habits that you don't want to follow. And you really get to figure out exactly how to craft your day and your weeks. The second unexpected gift of being single is just how many people you meet. I mean, I made so many friends and just had so many short-term and long-term friendships come out of the 5 years in which I was single. And even now I miss that kind of dynamic flow of being in places and going to events by myself and having that greater opportunity to interact with and connect with other people. So now that I'm in a relationship, I have to kind of create spaces in order to achieve that same thing. A couple of years ago, my husband and I went to an event together, and I really wanted him to come, and it was great that we got to do it together. But on the first day, I realized I wasn't really talking to or meeting that many people, maybe the person sitting next to us. But in the breaks, there was lots of opportunities, but because I was obviously talking to and with my partner, I didn't actually go up to people and say hello. So on the second day of this event, my partner actually dropped me off an hour early and went and got us something to eat. And I used that opportunity to actually meet someone, and that person actually has become a good friend that I see whenever I'm in the same town as her. So that's something about being single that I really miss, that I don't meet as many people, and I have to really go out of my way and make a specific effort to give myself opportunities to do that. The third unexpected gift of being single is solo travel. I know you might be thinking, why would I want to do that? That's something that I dreaded, I never wanted to do. I only considered traveling with a partner or maybe sort of close friends. But when I was single, I took the opportunity, or kind of was forced into the opportunity, to travel by myself. And that built so much resilience and so much planning and organizing skills. And I also met a lot of cool people because I was traveling solo. I got a lot of different experiences. And that's something that I really miss today. And sometimes I actually create artificial opportunities to travel solo, even though I've got a partner, because I really like that independent side of myself that comes out, just getting out of my comfort zone and challenging myself to have to make decisions and make plans and organize things all by myself without actually having anyone to back me up and support me. But it actually built a lot of confidence that I'm actually more capable and more resilient than I had thought. And so solo travel has actually been like a wonderful part of my single life. The fourth unexpected gift from being single is a very practical one, but to me was a big one. It's about spending money. So the great thing about being single is that you have complete freedom to spend money on things that are important to you. You don't have to check in with anyone else. You don't have to ask permission for big purchases. You can really work your money in a way that matches what your wants and needs are. If there's a big trip that's important to you, you can make a decision to go on that. You don't have to take into account maybe other joint goals you have with your partner, or plans they have with the money, or things you maybe want to do together instead of something you want to do by yourself. So that was a very exciting time for me, where I got to figure out what my values were, what my priorities in life were, and what was really important to me, and how I enjoyed spending my money. The fifth unexpected gift of being single was free time. Now, this might sound like a bad thing at first when you're used to having a partner around all the time, that you can feel a little bit lonely or not sure what to do with your time. But I found after I got used to that, I was just kind of like, wow, I've got a whole weekend ahead of me or a whole evening ahead of me. I can spend it any way I like. It was quite exciting and quite freeing. And I didn't realize how much time and energy I was putting into my relationship. And even though I valued doing that, when I was single, I had all this time free to focus on new activities. So I joined a local swimming pool and sauna. I took some photography classes. I took the opportunity to go out to concerts and events with friends a lot more often because I was just navigating this spare time by myself. And I didn't have to check in with anyone else about how they wished to spend their weekend or their evening. I even ended up learning how to hula hoop, something I probably never would have done if I'd still been in a relationship. The sixth unexpected gift of being single was that my intuition was firing high. And I actually spoke to my current partner about this the other day and saying to him, it's harder for me now that I'm in a relationship to actually tap into my intuition and to hear what it's saying and to follow its guidance, because in a relationship I'm wanting to listen to that my partner's needs and what my partner's intuition is saying and what he thinks is the right thing to do. And so it kind of drowns out my intuition a little bit. And so I have to work harder to really tune in to what it is like that gut instinct is telling me to do. So an example of this, on holiday recently, husband and I took a road trip through Italy. And there was a point at which we had to choose, do we kind of go straight on to our destination or do we do a deviation that we'd planned to do, which was like a scenic road trip through the mountains. And he was thinking from a logical point of view and was like, yeah, well, we should do it now because we're passing there. We don't want to come back the next day. It's not very efficient. He tends to think in terms of logic and efficiency. But my intuition was saying, I actually think we should save it for tomorrow, when, you know, the weather might be better and also when we have a bit more energy to do like a deviation. And I just had this strong feeling that it wasn't the right thing to do, even though it was the most efficient thing to do. So we'd made the turn off on the highway and I just kept getting this stronger and stronger feeling that this was the wrong decision. And so I actually asked my partner to stop and talk to him, and I just said, I have a really strong intuition. And luckily he really loves my intuition, and he said, oh, well, you should have just said, you know, like, I believe in your intuition. So we basically got back on the highway, got to our destination. We had the most amazing time because we got to our destination earlier. Then what happened? In the mountains, it started pouring with rain, and that would have been a horrible time to spend doing a scenic detour. And then the next morning, it was beautiful weather and we had more energy, so we didn't mind going backtracking a little bit. So as you can see, like, when you have someone else, a significant other in your life, you're also listening to their intuition and what their logic is saying. And so it can be harder to stay strong in what your intuition is telling you because there's two of you in the situation, not just yourself. So the seventh unexpected gift was being able to follow my highest excitement. And so that's when you make decisions about what in each and every moment, what feels the most exciting for you to do. And in doing that, you end up following your soul's path and where your soul is supposed to head, and get more excitement as you follow those messages. When I was single, I did this a lot. I did it naturally. I was able to just go, I feel like going here to like maybe this particular cafe to eat or to this particular event. And it was very easy to just make decisions based on my own needs and wants. But with a partner, I'm more likely to check in with them and go, well, when do you want to eat? Where do you want to go to eat? Do you want to go to this event or not? And try and make decisions around them. And I think maybe that's more common with certain personality types, but that we're adapting and compromising to meet the needs of other people. But the problem is when it comes to our soul's purpose and those kind of highest excitement impulses we get, it's very hard to then follow those when we're always checking in about what someone else needs. So the eighth unexpected gift is related. It's about following the impulses following the whispers, the hidden messages of your soul, and seeing the synchronicities, the kind of magical, beyond logic coincidences that unfold in your life that take you closer and closer to what your heart desires. This idea that if you listen to the whispers of your soul or your intuition, then you're actually going to find what your heart desires and what your soul desires. So when I was single, I was experiencing so many synchronicities, more now than when I'm in a relationship. I still do have synchronicities in my life, but they were happening really fast and quick when I was single, because I was always in a position where I could follow the whisperings of my soul. I didn't have the whisperings of someone else's soul that might be guiding them in a slightly different direction at times. So that's one of the great things about being single, that you can really learn to listen to those whispers and see what unfolds and see the kind of magical opportunities and synchronicities and where they can lead you along your path. The ninth unexpected gift of being single is being able to prioritize your own needs. So you can really listen to, what do you need? What do you need to eat? What do you need to do right now? What things do you need to focus on? Sometimes when we're with a partner, we're so focused on their needs that we actually neglect our own needs. So the gift of being single is that you've got free reign to just tune in to what it is you need. And one of the interesting things, you learn so much about what your needs are that you actually didn't even know was there. I know even like now I'm in a partnership, when my partner goes away for a couple of days, I learn so much about what my needs are. And I'm just reminded of like how I need to structure my day, or what I need to bring more in of my life and limit in my life. And the 10th unexpected gift is new experiences and the growth they bring. When you're single, you tend to try new things, learn new skills, go different places, because you've got time to fill and you're looking for connection, because you don't have a connection necessarily like right at home, easily accessible all the time, that you throw yourself into more of life experiences, partly maybe because you're also trying to meet someone. You end up going to different things, trying new activities, and you basically get out of your comfort zone a lot more when you're single. And the wonderful thing about that is not only do you learn new skills and meet new people, but you grow as a person so much during that time. So I hope you've enjoyed and got something out of these 10 unexpected gifts of being single. I hope they give you hope and inspiration. And I really hope that they help you to put a different spin on this time without a partner, and how you feel about being single, and just making the most of this time, because this time might not last forever, and you actually really are going to miss some of these things when you're in a relationship.